What's good, fam? You know who I am. Wealthy Westbrook, back with another video. Listen, I want to talk to you about something that is going to help you, okay? I want to tell you how I was able to escape the 9 to 5 and start earning 10K plus per month. And I'm going to take you back to shit before COVID, before that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, this has been going on for a long time. Shout out to everybody who's been following. Listen, if you've been tuned in, man, thank you for coming back, man. But listen, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, join the tribe. You know what I'm saying? If you've been tuned in, you already know the vibe, man. Yeah, yo. I appreciate you all for being a part of this. Listen, watch this video all the way to the end, okay? Now, look, long story short, graduated college with a bachelor's degree in communication when I was 21. Stayed home, stacked money. Next thing you know, I moved to Florida. Started selling timeshares after I was selling luxury sunglasses and stuff like that for a little bit. So I was already doing like the 9 to 5, you know what I mean? And then I had got a little bit of taste of commissions from these sunglass sales and then these vacation sales. Moved to Florida, started selling real estate. Sold my first house when I was like 23, literally. Sold 3 homes when I was 23. Hurricane, boom. Simultaneously moved out to California because I started selling solar panels, right? I don't want you all to think that, oh, I just jumped into earning 10K a month randomly, magically, with like no plan. No. I'm gonna really break it down so it makes sense so you can do the same thing, right? If I were to tell myself, like the younger version of myself, I'm telling you what I did. And I really stuck to a plan and it works, right? So I went and got a sales job, right? I started because I knew I needed to get to the bag, bro. So I got a sales job. So if you have a sales job, perfect. You're already doing the right thing. If you don't have a sales job, I would recommend you get a sales job. That's going to be the first thing you should do. Find a place, a company, a place that's going to give you commissions, whether you're selling products, services, whatever the case may be. Get a sales job because you'll be able to earn more than just an hourly wage. It's so important that you learn that. Not only that, because you also learn how to persuade and influence and market and communicate and build personal skills, and you'll just build more characteristics that are critical, especially as an entrepreneur, right? Discipline, punctuality, presentation, how to build value, how to pitch, right? So you'll learn all these things. So that's the point. Learn sales. If you're a young guy, learn sales. Learn sales, learn sales. I don't care what it is, just learn how to sell. So I've always been in sales. So that's what I was doing, right? I was selling real estate, boom, hurricane hit, boom, came out to California, boom, started selling solar panels. Understand, when I'm selling solar panels, because I'm making money going door to door, right? I'm selling these solar panels, I'm stacking bread. You understand me? I'm stacking up my money. I'm saving up my money. I'm having some fun. I'm going out partying and I'm living my life in my 20s and things of this nature. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, though, I'm saving my money. Why? Why am I saving my money? Because I wanted to always be able to build my own business, right? I always wanted to do something. Like, we don't want to necessarily have to work for somebody or always work for somebody. And I think that's a misconception that a lot of entrepreneurs and people on the internet talk about. And I don't want to be misunderstood, even though I probably already am. But the point is, like, you need a job initially. Maybe you might, right? Like, don't count it out. Don't rule it out. Some people do, some people don't. I'm gonna put it like that. Right? Some people do, some people don't. It's not a bad thing to get a job, especially in the beginning. It's really something that you should do because you're going to get a job. You're going to learn certain things. You're going to learn what you like, what you don't like, right? You're going to learn how to budget, all these different things, right? And then keep in mind, your job is your first investor. They're giving you money every week, every 2 weeks, or whatever the case may be. And then boom, you can get into sales, right? And then as you scale up, now you got extra money. Now you can start building your businesses. That's what I did. I started investing into myself, investing into mentors, investing into coaches, investing in programs, investing into conferences, right? Networks and relationships. This is literally what I did. With all the extra money I had, I started investing into these types of things and building brands, right? I started building my personal brand, testing different products into the market. And really what was my main focus was e-commerce. Like, I started doing e-commerce heavy. I was really into the drop shipping thing back when it was kind of real popular. It still is, obviously, but I got into drop shipping heavy. Like, I was in drop shipping, like doing eBay drop shipping, had 2 eBay pages. And I'll send you guys receipts if you join my mentorship, like I'll show you guys receipts. I'm obviously driving, so I'm not gonna be able to show the receipts and the proof and all that stuff. But if you know me, then you know what I'm saying. I have no reason to flex or lie about this stuff. But that's what I was doing. I was selling eBay products, drop shipping products from all types of places, like vendors and suppliers from all around the world. Okay, on top of eBay, we had Amazon going, like Amazon drop shipping business going, huge numbers, and for me at that time, right? Not doing millions, but you know, we had it at a point where I did probably 50K in the span of about 90 to 120 days, like 3 or 4 months. Did like $50,000 in revenue on the internet, which at the time for me, that was a lot, right? So having this ability to use my money, test different products, test different markets, test different e-commerce strategies, you know, Shopify, Amazon, eBay, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, like doing all these different things is really what got me to my first 6 figures, because I was able to scale. I was able to sit down. I was hiring virtual assistants. I had people who I was paying, right? And really a full operation. You know, one of my biggest suppliers for drop shipping at the time was Costco. And I remember going to Costco after they gave me this certificate, and they were like, hey, you spent X amount of dollars, because I had the Costco Gold membership, business membership. It's like the highest membership you can get at Costco. And so I had that. And I walked in with this certificate they gave me, and they were like, damn, you paid, like, you spent a lot here. Like, I've never seen this. They were so shocked by the amount that I had spent throughout the year, because I had like 20,000 points or some shit like this. And it was just like thousands of dollars in free rewards at Costco. The point I'm making is, man, that's what I was really doing. That's kind of how I started. I went from sales, regular job, like 9 to 5. Then I had like a sales job. Started saving. Then I started building business online, doing drop shipping, things like that. And then I started building my own personal brand and investing in myself. And then I started getting brand deals. And after I started getting brand deals, what happened was it kind of just caught on. Like, I'm like, okay, boom. I love making content. I always have like love making videos and stuff like that. Like, I'm just naturally in front of the camera. Like, I went from like posting fitness content heavy to kind of just making a brand around myself, like mindset, coaching, nutrition, right? Because I was heavy in the gym. I've always been in the gym. So I kind of transitioned this whole ecosystem of like building digital products, helping people build their personal brand online, helping people build their, physique, their mindset. And I still do all this. Everything segues and connects, right? And that's wonderful. And that's what I love about what I do. I'm not doing just a bunch of random stuff. Like the mindset, the fitness, the nutrition, it all comes together. The better I get, the better I became, right? The more I learned, the better my businesses became, the more I was able to implement certain things. That's how I started to network at higher levels, create businesses and offers on different levels, attract different volumes and revenues of money, right? That people really couldn't even comprehend. Like, I remember seeing $20,000 off of, I made $20,000 in a week. You know what I'm saying? At the time, that was pretty impressive, like $20,000. And that wasn't even online. That was just doing solar sales, right? So that's the power of doing just sales. But I worked for it, like, in a different manner. Like, but the whole point of this is, like, you got to start somewhere, bro. If you're just an ordinary guy and you want more and you're not making that much, you're working like a regular job, I get it. I recommend starting with get some type of sales job. Even work for me, bro. Like, reach out to me. I'll put you on game. I'll give you things to do. Like, you can be an affiliate for me and I'll pay you a percentage, right? Hit the link in the description. Okay, I'm giving you a free guide. Okay, there's 10 things that I did that took me from 0 to 100,000 when I was 26. If you like that, great. Hop on a free call with me. Link in the description. If the call goes great, if we're compatible and I think that you're a good fit for my Westbrook's method mentorship, then boom, we'll get you enrolled with that. If not, just keep on watching the free content. I'm going to keep on giving you free content, keep on delivering what I know, what's worked for me, and hopefully it works for you. My advice is believe in yourself and know what you want and see it clearly, right? So at that time, I knew I wanted independence. I knew I wanted to be making money online. I saw a bunch of people doing this, so I started just like studying the game, doing research and testing and I failed a lot of different things. Like I spent a lot of money, wasted a lot of money, but at the same time I also made a lot of money and succeeded a lot. So that's kind of what you're going to expect and experience most of the time. Now, every once in a while, sure, there's a person who just hits the ground running and blows up overnight, but it's like, bruh, the best thing I would suggest is just find somebody who's already done what you're trying to do and then learn from them. Like, that's what I did, really. I started reaching out to people who I knew were already doing good in sales, like people who really knew how to conduct sales, psychology. I started reading psychology books and sales books and marketing books, and I applied it to everything I was doing, whether it was solar or whether it was digital marketing, because I was simultaneously doing all these things at one time. You have to understand, like, I was doing solar, then COVID hit, so I couldn't really go door to door, but I was still doing like digital, like leads, and then I started building like businesses online. So it was all just flowing. It was just a web. 26, 27, 28, 29. This is what I'm doing for the past 5, 6, 7 years plus, right? And so once you hit that 6-figure mark, you realize, you know, through the laws of exposure, like, okay, you kind of reflect like, damn, you once upon a time thought that was a lot. And it kind of is if you're just starting off. I was you once upon a time where, you know, maybe I was only earning $2,000-$3,000 a month, $4,000 a month, right? So if you're somebody who's at that level, I would highly encourage you to book a call with me, join the mentorship. We can take you to that next level. We can take you to that 8 to 10K per month level, but it's all going to start with your mindset, right? It doesn't matter what you do, right? I teach on this channel what I do. I talk to you guys about certain things that are applicable everywhere though, right? So what I do can be applicable in your business model based off of certain, like, literal just universal principles and things of this nature, right? You don't need to do e-commerce. You don't need to do solar. You can be doing whatever you want, but you can still take the mindset, right? The principles, the knowledge. You can take the game and you can apply it to what you do to 2, 3, 4x your current revenue. And you can do that within the next 30, 60, 90 days, right? Like, once I caught on to these things, I was in the flow state, right? I started understanding the vibrations and frequencies and all types of things started coming together, right? And yeah, it was, you know, it was a little uncertain at times, but then there was also pure blissful times, right? And that's what's going to happen, right? You're going to expand as an individual, right? You're going to reach new heights. The first thing you need to do is realize that where you're at is not where you really like belong, brother. Like, sure, I mean, like, you're probably doing well, but come on, bro. I remember when the life I'm living right now was what I wanted. I remember when I used to dream and think about like living in California, having a nice, beautiful loft and a beautiful girlfriend and a foreign car and the following and being verified. And I remember when I used to think about this stuff, bro. I used to be like, oh man, like, and now I'm literally living it, right? So now I've structured it in a way to give it to you, to help you. My whole purpose is to give back to the version of me, like the person who I'll go to the store and I just look at people in their eyes. And I can just see, like, I was just like, man, like, if only you knew, like, I just want to help people. So if you feel lost, if you're confused, if you're just like, damn, like, I want to break through, I'm nobody special. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that different from you. You know, I'm just somebody who really just took action, took steps of faith and took leaps of faith. And, you know, I found a way, I made a way. And I want to share with you what I know works. This is not just a guessing game, though. This is not just like a, oh, well, what stumbled into this? Nah, like, I precisely executed, right? I've learned from mentors, books, right? I've taken courses and programs from people who've already lived the life that we want, brother, right? We just want freedom. We want control. We want autonomy over our life, to be able to do what we want, go where we want, see who we want, when we want, and just have a life full of abundance and prosperity and just be a vibe everywhere. You're not trying to be doing too much, right? You're really just trying to enjoy your life, man. You know, because the closer you get to the real version of you, like self-actualization, the more you just feel fulfilled. The closer you get to God, the closer you get to your people, and just the more in touch with life you become. And that's what this is all about. It's becoming the best version of yourself. And so what really helped me reach the six-figure version of myself at that time was working towards becoming the best version of myself. Like, I worked on myself during the process. It wasn't just making more sales calls. It wasn't just knocking more doors. It wasn't just making more ads or getting more leads. Like, it wasn't just the work. There was so much mental work, right? Or spiritual activity and just intangible things, right? There were so many intangible things going on behind the scenes that would then manifest into the physical result, right? The things I would listen to, the things I took out of my life, the things I removed also, that was really important. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk to you on a deeper level, you know, about what it's going to take for you to have your breakthrough, you know, reach your first six figures. You know, I remember, you know, what it's like to hit that, you know, and it's super cool. And then just being able to have a little bit more to take your girl out on a nice date, to take a vacation, you know, to buy nice clothes or a nice chain or a nice watch, bro. Like, it's like, bro, like, that's the shit that we want, bro, as men, bro. That's what the stuff that we work for, bro. And on top of that, bro, like, you know, it sucks when you can't get what you want or have what you want, and it comes down to money, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should never let that shit stop you, bro. You're an infinite being, bro, and you know that. If you're on my channel, especially if you're watching this video all the way to this point, then you're just like me. You're a spiritual entrepreneur. You're a chosen one. But no one's really coming to save you, fam. I'm gonna be straight up. We want to tell you that no one's gonna come here and save you. Like, you need to do the work. There's gonna be dark nights. There's gonna be sacrifice, bro. Like, I've spent nights in a McDonald's parking lot on a laptop, midnight, 1 a.m., just grinding it out, building businesses, making calls to support, eBay support, and setting up Wi-Fi's to my phone and getting another phone for this phone and that SIM card and that VPN and that IP address, bro. Like, the things that have gone on. Like, you got to do what you got to do, bro. You know, I know what it's like to have no money, bro. I know what it's like to be super broke, like to the point where a dollar would be life-changing. I know what it's like to be like, I don't even have money for food right now. I know what it's like to have to choose between like your gas bill or your electric bill, or you're putting gas in your car or getting lunch. Like, I know what it's like to go through that shit, dude. I don't want that to happen to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Money provides a level of freedom, level of anxiety relief, man. And it's not even about that, man. It's really just about living the life of your dreams. Some people don't have the same aspirations and the same goals and the same monetary things that they want to acquire, and material things that they want to acquire. My whole goal of this channel is to just help you live the life that you want to live. But I'm going to be honest with you. You do need income to live, especially if you're in America. If you're somewhere else in the world, you still need money, all right?